Sounds like where we live, JP. Yeah, I got another Dawn Dace. It's such a pain in the butt to find. Alright, I think that's everything here, so we can run off to the next fishing hole. And then I can answer that question and we'll put together a little bit of a cooking guide. Do. I'm a hobbit fishing in the Shire. I am flipping off all angry trolls. Alright, where is the... I think we have to go across here. Okay, now that we're at the fishing hole, alright, so we're going to do our fishing guide live. Ray Samoa over on Twitch asked, how does fishing work? Well, we'll start with the fishing minigame, and then we'll talk about the overall fishing in general within Tales of the Shire, because there is a lot going on with fishing, and you're going to spend a lot of time fishing as part of the gameplay loop here. So the fishing minigame, the game does explain it to you pretty easily, but you're looking for those little fish shapes in the water, or those little blue ripples, and you have a cast button, which and then you can sort of move it around, and then your cast goes all the way out. You can then cast. And what you're looking for is, you want to aim it for those things, and then you're looking for that to happen right there. Now, I didn't specifically cast on top, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to cast on top of the ripple, like this. This is going to pop up. Then you hit the button, you've sank the hook. Now what you get is you get this little mini game. What you're looking for is you're trying to center your dot in the middle of that half circle radius, and when it's circled, when you have it centered, pull the fish in, reel the fish in. There's also tension on the line, white, yellow, orange, and red. If it gets to red, you lose the fish, your line breaks. So essentially, you want to cast. That's going to bite. Once it bites, you're going to set, line up your circle with the center of the half moon, and start reeling. If you start to get into the red, you let off. It goes back to white. Let off, goes back to white. Keep repeating that until you get it in. Just don't let it go to the red. That's the mini game. Now, there's a lot more going on with fishing. So, first and foremost, there are seasons. So there is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Certain fish can only be caught at certain times of the year. I'll show you the encyclopedia here in a minute. In addition, I'm gonna... What can I throw back? Okay. In addition to that is the fact that certain types of fish, not only can they only be caught during certain seasons, certain fish can only be caught during certain times of day. On top of which, certain fish can only be caught at certain fishing holes. So, if you open up your encyclopedia as an example, you can go in here and you can look at the fish, and it will show you all of the fish that you have currently uncovered. And it will tell you, bluefin gudgeon, as an example, can be caught in any season when it's dry at Old Ruby's Pond in the afternoon. So you'll never be able to find it anywhere else other than Old Ruby's Pond. only in the afternoon, when it's dry. So right now it's raining, you're not going to catch bluefin gudgeon. Brown trout can be caught only in summer, only when it's dry out, only at Laddle's Jetty, and only in the afternoon. Common carp can be found during the spring when it's dry at Laddle's Jetty during the afternoon. Cracked salmon can only be found. This is the one that was really hard for me because during the spring it only rained twice. It can only be found at Old Stonebridge Pool. I only found one during the entirety of spring because it's a rare fish. And you could only find it in the afternoon when it's raining. So that's why raining is the rainy fish, the fish that you can find when it's raining, are the hardest fish to find because it doesn't rain that frequently. It might only rain a couple of times per season. And so what you're really trying to do is, if you're working on the fishing quests from the fishing board as an example. So if you go over here to the fishing board, one of the things you'll want to look at when you're figuring out which one of these quests you want to work on is you're going to try to fish. Select the ones that have you fishing for fish that are found when it's dry. Because if you pick a fish that's only found when it's raining, those can be really, really, really hard to fish for. Dawn Dace, as an example, is really easy to find. That's at Old Ruby's, but you can only get it in the morning. So at dawn, and during the morning. You can also find that at the other place. What's it called? Hang on. This is when we can talk about the fishing holes too. You're looking for the fishing icon on the map. So the Cotton Farm Pond, you can find the Dawn Dace there. You can also find the Dawn Dace at Old Ruby's Pond as an example. So this is where you can see the fishing holes. This is the Old Stone Bridge Pool. This is the Tree Root Pool. This is the jetty. And there's one additional one which I haven't unlocked yet, which is over here. So there's actually a couple of fish that I've not been able to fish for yet, and there's some fish that I haven't yet to discover because they're over here because I haven't unlocked that area on the map yet. So I still have to work my faction up with all the various hobbits to unlock all of the sections of Bywater. But yeah, and then when you are done with your fish, you can obviously use them to cook, but you can also come over here. Fishing is the easiest way to earn money in this game. And so when you have a stockpile full of fish, you can come over here to any of the merchants and you could sell your fishies. As a general rule, I'll sell pretty much all of my 1-star fish. Keep the 2 stars and 3 stars for the specialty recipes, but you can sell to any of the vendors here. And you could say, I want to sell, for example, Dawn Dace I'll hold on to because I know that I use that. But Stone Loach, I already have plenty of those, so I could sell the Stone Loach. I'm also going to sell... No, I'll hold on to the Dawn Dace. I'm actually going to hold on to all of these because I want those actually for my pantry. So yeah, that's in essence, that's fishing in Tales of the Shire. Also, as you get higher in level with the fishing club, you will get better fishing rods from Old Man Noakes, who's up here on the map, right over here. And if you go look actually at I think it shows you in the fishing club. Yeah, as an example, I only have the first 2 rods. Like, I'm still working on level 4 rod. So the higher level rods allow you to catch rarer fish. So there are certain fish you won't even be able to catch until you have a higher level rod to unlock them. So even if you have the fishing location unlocked and you might be there at the right time of year, during the right time of day, during the right wet or dry day, but if you don't have the right fishing pole, you might not catch them at all, because it is a question of fishing pole as well as fishing skill, so on and so forth. So fishing is extremely complex and it's a lot of fun and you'll be doing a lot of it. And then when you're done, you can come back over here and stash everything in your pantry to use in recipes, because a lot of these recipes, if you'll look as an example, There's a recipe here that specifically uses Dawn Dace. Where's it at here? Of course, now I'm not going to be able to find it when I'm looking in here. There are specialty recipes that specifically call for. Yeah, here it is. So crispy fish pie specifically wants Dawn Dace and Stone Loach. So you have to have those particular two types of fish to be able to cook that recipe in the first place. And certain people want those fish pies for the recipes that satisfy their cravings. So yeah, there is a ton of stuff you can be doing with fishing in Tales of the Shire. So yeah, that is in short a sort of quick beginner's guide to fishing in Tales of the Shire. Hopefully I answered the question appropriately. And we'll clip that and ship it on YouTube, which is why you like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 4:30 a.m. on YouTube and Twitch, and you too can get your questions answered live. All right, let's go back to that fishing hole because it's still raining. See if we can get any specialty fish. Bluefin gudgeon, baby. Alright, I think, how close are we to time of day change? We're not. So let's go back up and over to the jetty. See what we can get over there. I probably should have checked fishing quests. Dawn Dace. I should have already grabbed those. I'm not going to do them since we're already past that. Intermittent fasting is the easiest way to piss yourself off, JP. It's a way to make yourself miserable is exactly what it is. Intermittent fasting, how to make yourself miserable and how to make your spouse hate you. Because you're always hangry. Man, I'm glad I'm catching these because I needed the rainbow trout for a different quest the other day, And I didn't have them, so I got rid of the cooking quest, and now I'm getting them. Just had to wait for a rainy day to catch them. That's why as soon as I saw it was raining, I was like, oh, I'm going to skip harvesting today. I got to go fish all day. Try to get some of these specialty fish that can only come out a couple times a season. I know when I've done intermittent fasting, usually the way I've always done it, which works the best for me, is when I wake up, I just ignore food and I just live on coffee for the first 6 hours or so that I'm awake, and then around noon, I'll eat, and then I'll eat from about noon until 6, and then at 6 o'clock I stop eating, and then I don't eat again until noon the next day. That has worked for me pretty well. I do start getting a little hangry around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like, but if you can push past that inner bitch and make it till noon, it's an extremely effective tool for weight loss. And there's a lot of science that says it's good for you as well in terms of optimizing your metabolism and stuff. But I mean, you can cherry pick your data on either side of the equation, because some people will swear that you need to be eating every 4 hours and you should never fast, and it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a personal preference. One of the things I like about intermittent fasting is I don't like to work out on a full stomach. So especially if I like Chris is a big fan of let's eat and then go to the supermarket. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the supermarket when I'm full, like, because I don't like walking around feeling full and bloated, and I especially don't like jogging or doing yoga or doing any sort of exercise when I'm full. So I'm a big fan of, like, when when I want to go running, it's always fasted running. It's always fasted cardio. It's always fasted exercise in the mornings, because then I feel more flexible. I'm not feeling stuffed. Like if you've ever tried to do like runner's pose, as an example, when you're stuffed, like you almost feel like you're gonna barf on yourself, because you're down in a runner's pose and it's like your stomach is full and it's like pushing your stomach up while you're down in runner's pose. I've just never felt comfortable doing any sort of like stretching or cardio or yoga when I've eaten beforehand. So I do like to, in that sense, I like to do the fasted exercising. However, it's not optimal if you're trying to be like a bodybuilder and stuff like that, like, because you need your carbs for long workouts and stuff. But for cardio stuff and stretching and yoga and stuff, I think it's fine. But like weight training is a little different. Like you definitely need to be carved up if you're going to be weight training. There you go, Thorgan. Perfect example. Yep. Look at all these coastal rainbow trout, man. Oh shit, I canceled. Come here, Mr. Fishy. Office hours don't care about intermittent fasting. That's very true. Hobbits don't care about intermittent fasting either. Good luck trying to get a hobbit to understand intermittent fasting. this is a feisty fish. This might be a 3-star. This might be a 3-star fish right here. It's definitely fighting the pole big time. This might be a super rare. Oh my god! Come here, bitch! Do not break my line. Oh god, he's almost here. Don't break. Oh my god! Oh, it was the 2-star version. But still, Little Beard is a rare fish. I got a 3-star version of him earlier, a couple days ago, and it chucked it back by accident. So I'm keeping that. Yeah, but I was hoping that was the 3-star version. That is a super rare fish. Yeah, I'll believe the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 announcement when it actually happens. I'll believe it when it releases. Until then, I'm not going to believe it. They've pushed that game back so many times. Yeah, Tatooine's a blast, JP, with all the sand people and everything. It's such a good game. I almost went and played KOTOR this morning, but I was like, you know what? I played KOTOR like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I haven't played Tales of the Shire in like a week. It was time to do some Tales of the Shire. Alright, let's sell some fish. I can sell the bluefin gudgeon. I'm going to keep the roast rainbow trout and the brown trout. Man, I almost should keep some of these soft. I'm going to keep all the trout. Yeah, I should go stash all these. Do, do, do. I think this is the only cozy game I'm playing right now. I mean, I kind of consider Knights of the Old Republic to be a cozy game for me, though, because I've played it so many times over the years. It's just kind of like, I'm just chilling out, hanging out when I play it. But yeah, this is like the only cozy crafting game that I play. All right. Yeah, so according to the game, I'm past the 30-hour mark, but I think if you count all the other, I'm pretty sure I'm over 35 hours in between all the other things I've done. Well, it just depends because after you do Dantooine, JP, you're kind of free to go anywhere. And I went to Korriban. So you could choose to go to Tatooine, Korriban. I just went to Korriban. So after you're done with Dantooine, you have the freedom to do in any order that you want to get the Starforge pieces. And I did the same thing. I went double blasters, and then I got my Jedi stuff, and I'm like, well, it was pointless to take all those points and dual wield, because now I don't want to dual wield. I just want to use a single lightsaber, and I feel like I would have been better suited to put all my points into dual, so that you get the +1 bonus to defend. But it is what it is. I'm playing on story mode, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. All right, guys, that's a wrap for me. I will be back tomorrow morning for more Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and we'll probably do some Knights of the Old Republic tomorrow. I may do some more of this, but really right now I'm just balancing the Indiana Jones replay with this and stuff and Knights of the Republic until we get to the 26th, which is the Gears of War relaunch. We're going to be doing Hell Is Us early access on the 1st, and then we've got the Indiana Jones The Great Circle DLC on the 4th. And then Gamescom is in 2 days. I may do some live watch throughs of Gamescom stuff, but more than likely I'll just be watching on my own time and cutting out clips and stuff, so we'll see. Unfortunately, with Destiny 2, I can't do it right now, Deeks, because I don't have my PS5. Speaking of which, let me go check my email really quick, see if I got an email back from the warranty people. I'm unable to do Destiny 2 until I get my PS5 sorted out. And I sent an email yesterday afternoon, but they don't work on Sundays. I don't have any replies back from them, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get back to me on the warranty. If I haven't heard back in like 3 days, I'm going to call them. But I'm not going to rush out and buy a new one just yet because I don't have any exclusives that I'm playing. Destiny 2 was like, I mean, I like Destiny 2 and I'm having fun doing it, but there's only like 30, 40 people that watch those streams, so I'm not like in a rush to replace the PS5 until I get to October, because I do want to play Ghost of Yotai. So if I haven't gotten a replacement by then, I'll just go down to the local shop and just buy a base model to at least play Ghost of Yotai. But hopefully I'll hear back this week from the warranty people and get my PS5 fixed and or replaced. Anyway, folks, stay tuned. I'll have the fishing guide later out today, movie reviews and beyond. I think there's a new episode of Alien Earth tomorrow. I think those are on Tuesdays. And then Chris and I just watched Superman last night. And I'm going to be watching with her. I'll tell you the movies we're going to be watching because we'll have those reviews up this week. Stay tuned for these. We're going to be watching The Accountant 2, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Part 1, and then Ballerina are on the agenda to watch with Chris this week. So I'll have reviews out for all three of those movies on top of my reviews for Alien Earth, Foundation, Strange New Worlds, and all the other stuff that we do. So stay tuned, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one.